Hello and welcome to Train Sim World 3. Today we are on Bahnstrecke Bremen, Oldenburg, and you can see we've got the n-Wagen cab coach right in front of us, and we'll just release PZB. We're going to be taking it all the way from Oldenburg to Bremen, obviously using the cab guard being pushed by the BR110. We've got PZB on, so I apologise in advance if I accidentally trip things up. We need to be speeding up, that's for sure, as we depart from Oldenburg. You can see we've got, let's jump back in here, so you can see we've got some 363s over there, pulling some, what looks to be, appears to be sort of oil wagons, or, you know, some kind of liquid. We've got a couple of locos here, over here, stationed, or stabled, shall I say. We've got some... There's a lot going on over here, which yeah, gives it a real nice bit of life to it. We'll just slowly tap our way up. Oh, not that one. I wanted to hit number one. Never mind. So, without further ado, let's. We're coming out of Oldenburg. We're going to go over the bridge. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll fly on a little bit further down, and we'll get you hopefully a nice view of this. Let's lose the HUD there. See us give a bit of a horrible horn. That's the one thing that lets this down. Let's get the HUD back up. We are slightly speeding, so we'll just come off the power a second. So interestingly, with the I guess the throttle, but the tap changer with this is obviously with the BR110 you can easily sort of tap up and down quite easily. With this you've got to hold down to go up the power. However, you can just knock it down into run down and it will go down automatically. So yeah, quite an interesting way of driving. We've got 120 kilometers an hour speed limit, so we can probably use the full power of the BR110, as you can see there. Obviously, it being pushing along the n-Wagen coaches, and I've just got a reward for driving 46.3 kilometers. Well, I'll take that. And now I'm speeding. So if I push down, you can see we're running down, and you can see it automatically steps down for us, and we are very much speeding, so we'll really come down a second. We are going uphill, so we'll let it naturally take the speed off. We'll come all the way down to 0 actually. Just a bit of brake just to kill the speed. Our first stop, there we go, and we'll just apply the power now to keep us at the 120. About 30, notch 13 should be just about right. Let's look at the timetable. So first up is Hude, and that's in just 13 kilometers. After that we've got Delmenhorst, and then lastly Bremen. So this service is the regional express, so it's as you see it will go from Bremen on to Hanover, so obviously we only take it as far as Bremen, but you can we're up to 140, so let's just power up a second. You see obviously this one would go further in real life. The route is set in around 2009, so it's a slightly older style locomotive than probably than what's being run today. Nonetheless, this is extremely enjoyable to drive these n-Wagen coaches, certainly from the cab car end, and more so probably the BR110. And then we'll keep it in notch 14 for now. That should hopefully keep us nicely around the 140 kilometer an hour mark. That's all that we're rated for, as you can see. We're up there. So 10 kilometers to go. We'll give you, see the sun is certainly starting to set, and yeah, it's a beautiful winter's afternoon. Give you a view of these lovely pictures. And when we get to the first station, I'll show you the door action, because that is something to. It's got to be one of my favourite door actions, I have to say. As they open and close, there's a real slam to them. Yeah, something a little bit different. So 8.8 kilometres. We're flying through station 8. Can we get a? Can I get there in time? Just a swivel. Yes. There we go. For some reason our tail lights aren't on. Never mind. Let's jump back in. Yeah, they are not on for some reason. We'll forget about that. That must be some kind of bug. Never mind. Give you a quick tour around the cab. We've got another seat there. Pretty nice cab, pretty basic. Yeah. At the next station we'll also have a look around the coaches themselves. So this is probably the longest section of between stations, between Oldenburg and Bremen. The bridge that we passed as we left Oldenburg is actually very much functioning, so both sides will lift up, which is very cool. It's the first time that's been sort of modelled in Train Sim World 3, so nice to see some new features coming. Just put a little bit more power on, as we are slightly getting uphill. We'll also want to stay as close as we can to that 140. We've got dynamic weather on, so we never know what can happen in the course of a run. Weather could start to go against, but so far, so good. It very much feels like we are starting to be in the golden hour. Lovely golden sort of shadow, light being cast upon the train. Bit more power, that should be fine. Probably just ease off a little bit. There we go, we'll stick about 17 now. Let's see if we can get ourselves a good flying shot. So let's head off down the track, and we'll see if we can find ourselves a nice place to watch this this train go. But I'm trying to get a nice bit of light, but we're covered by all these trees at the moment. We'll get at the top at the 12 sign. We'll go this side, I think. Let's kill the HUD. Let's jump back in. So as we hit that 12 sign, I started to come off the power. We need to probably be applying some brakes as we come into the 120. Which we'll probably just make it down in time. There we go. We'll come off for now. We are actually no, we'll keep applying the brakes. We are coming into Hude in somewhat meters time, 500, 600 meters time, so you'll get to see that the brakes on this is phenomenal. So I'm only applying minimum brakes at the moment. You can see how they are working for us. So we go as apply sort of 60%. You can see how that's, you know, brought down the speed. And I want to just come off the brakes into it. I want just a bit of power just to get us to stop marker. You can see those brakes are just phenomenal. We probably didn't. I certainly didn't expect it to be that strong as we started applying those brakes. And there we go. We'll unlock those doors. Right, let's go out and have a little wander. Apparently I use a cab door. There's the, you know, if you were loading cargo or luggage or whatever. We've got about 10 seconds, but we'll give you a view of the inside of these n-Wagens. Nice and busy. That's good to see. Let's jump out and let's get back into the cab because we'll want to be leaving soon. And I'll tell you what, we'll get a nice... Yeah, see, there's those different style doors. Anyway, we best be departing. Oh, no, we're going to trip the... I think we may have tripped the circuit breaker. Nope, we're off. And there we go. Just gently keep applying the power. We are in 140, so we can pull away quite aggressively. Next up is Delmenhorst in just 13 kilometers. See, we're really starting to apply the power now. Get back in the cab. Got to be careful not to hit over 65 kilonewtons, otherwise that will trip the circuit breaker. So just got to be careful, certainly as you pull away from the station, not to apply too much power, otherwise, yeah, it's quite easy to trip it. But very easy to recover. Just put the throttle back to the off position, and it's a case of where's the motor? I don't remind myself where the main circuit breaker is. It's just there, so it's just a case of closing the main circuit breaker, and you can start to pull away again. So already back up to almost 140, so we'll just start to ease off the power. We'll stay around the 15 mark for now. We are going slightly downhill, but it is it's quite a locomotive. It certainly picks up speed, you know, very well, and brakes are just phenomenal. As you can see, the dynamic weather is very much in effect. It's started to go foggy. Obviously we left on a clear day. In fact, is that a bit of rain I start to see perhaps? Not quite yet, but it has certainly got very foggy. So this should make the rest of the run a little bit more interesting. Can we go to bright headlights? Where's the headlight? Headlights off. So, oh no, that is as bright as we can go, I think. Instrument lights. We'll have the instrument lights on. Can we do anything else with the headlights? I can't remember. I don't think we can. No, I don't think we need the wipers on just yet. But it's certainly got a lot more foggy now. We'll just go up a couple of notches. So this is going to make this a little bit more. Let's just put us back into the proper position for the wiper. Give you an outside view as we hurtle along. The fog is fantastic actually, it does give you a real sense of true to life. I wonder if we're going to hit any other sort of adverse weather as we head towards Bremen. Be nice to see perhaps a little bit of rain, maybe. It really feels like quite heavy fog now. 6.5 miles to Delmenhorst. Let's just come back a little bit on the power. see if we can... Wow, yeah, the weather really has turned on us. Oh, we've got a station here, so let's just pop ourselves here. Oh, we've got a bit of a... If you saw on the pantograph there, a bit of a flash. Certainly the dynamic weather in train sim world really has added a whole new kind of effect and degree of realism, which you know, does make a difference. Would I say it's slightly too dynamic? Sometimes. I've certainly driven routes before where we've started on a nice clear day, and by the end of the route, it's you know, sort of we're in a blizzard, snowstorm, and it doesn't feel too true to life. Perhaps if we, you know, gradually move from a clear to foggy, certainly by the end of the route, that would feel, you know, very realistic. But not to go from, you know, a nice clear day to full-on blizzard, snowstorm. So I think there's a slight bit of fine tweaking to do, but nonetheless, actually we need to be braking here for the 120. So we'll just apply the minimum amount of brakes. And we've got just under 2 kilometres to downhill, so come off there. And we can apply the brakes certainly a lot later. But it's going to make stopping it correctly, just in the right place, a little bit trickier. So can't complain with that. Added a bit of complexity. Right, we'll start applying the minimum brakes now. We are going uphill as well, so that will help with the braking. Go to 40% on the brakes. Right, let's go a little bit more aggressive on the brakes just a second. I think we're going to be a little bit early again. See, these brakes are sometimes very... we'll stop here. They are so kind of difficult to control. Especially, did we make it into the station? Yeah, we're well into the station, so that's fine. Indicator test, instrument lights. Is there anything else that we can play with? Desk light? Do we need a desk light? No, probably not. Instrument lights on. Nice. Doors, right. Oh, no. Wrong button. Always helps. Okay, let's lock those doors. There we go. And so we should be ready to pull away. So we're currently dragging ourselves with the brakes on at the second, which never helps. There we go. And we can start applying the power now. That wasn't the smoothest of pullaways from the station. But we're up into 140, so we'll try and use the full force of that BR110 that's pushing us along. go, we're really picking up speed now. This hasn't been my smoothest drive with the n-Wagen coaches, but nonetheless it's been good fun so far. And I hope you're enjoying it. If you are, hit the like button, and also if you're new here, why don't you subscribe to the channel for more content like this. So we'll just let the power come off. We'll stay around 16, that'll be fine. And we've got just 11 kilometers to get to our final stop, which is Bremen. So we don't get to really see much of Bremen as we approach it, except in this thick fog, which is a shame, because it is quite nice as we come into Bremen. It feels like quite a decent sized city. I assume that's what it is. I have to say my geography isn't necessarily the best for Germany, so I do apologise if it's wrong. Feel free to correct me in the comments if it's wrong. A few more of review of these lovely coaches. We really aren't seeing much today, are we? They just appear, once things are upon us, we kind of get to see them, which is a little bit of a shame. But that's the way dynamic weather goes. We've got just under 8 minutes to get ourselves to Bremen, which is 8 kilometers. That should be easily doable. Especially at the speeds that we're travelling at the moment, 140 kilometers an hour. We're still suffering with the micro stutters on Train Sim World, which is it's kind of synonymous with the game at the moment, which is a shame. It does break the immersion that you get. Let's try and do another outside sort of flyby. Let's find ourselves a spot up ahead. Something that's oh, here we go. We'll park ourselves just here as we go over this road crossing. That horn is horrible. And there we go. So we've got 120 kilometers an hour coming up shortly. Probably when we get to the 1 kilometre kind of point, we'll come off the power and just see if we can lose some of the speed that way. So there we go. We've got another BR110 coming in the opposite direction there, nice to see. I think we're probably going to need to apply a bit of brakes. Brakes now. And we're probably going to get PZB, yeah, which we have to acknowledge. And we need to get ourselves down to 85, which should be no problem. We'll come off already. We do have 60 miles an hour actually, so we'll just keep feathering the brake for now. But we're below 85, so that's fine. And we've got the 60 coming up very, very shortly. We can release from PZB. We'll just apply a little bit more brake to get us down to the 60. And we'll come off now. And we can just cruise our way through, hopefully. We're just 2 kilometres outside of Bremen. There we go, we've got another little reminder that we need to be down to 60. We are actually in fact down to 50. So we can just run it up a little bit to pick up a little bit more speed. Just apply a little bit more power. Right, and we'll run it down again, that should be fine. So this is going across the river, believe it or not, although you can't really see too much. Let's get... can't even see where I am at the minute. And we'll be going down to 40 in just a moment by the looks of it. There we go, there's our... We'll acknowledge PZB. We're below 85 anyway, so that's no problem. We'll just continue to coast at the moment. We're only doing 53, so that's fine. This is a slow run into Bremen. So you can see this is what's taking the time. As we branch off to the right here. This fog hasn't lifted yet, has it? Just apply a little bit of brakes to get us down to 50. And there we go, just the indication that we'll be going to 40 in just a moment. And again, there's the 40. It's not white, so it's only just an indication. We should be doing 40 by there, though. There we go, and we are. And we can release the brakes again. Just a bit of power just to keep the speed up. We're going to be arriving early into Bremen, I reckon, by the looks of it. Oh, we're taking the off to the track here, to the left here. Interesting. Let's jump out of the... Oop, wrong button. I'm terrible for that at the moment. So I would show you what feels like quite a busy Bremen. You can see got a couple of locos there, which is why we're probably going over to this. We're going to be ended up here. So in the station you can get a bit of a better feel. So we've got over here. We've got a 146, a 425, and another BR 110. Very nice. Let's jump back in the cab as we come into the station, so we can hit our stop marker at this time. So here is our stop marker coming up just ahead. We're under 500 hertz, which is 500 hertz magnet, which is fine. Let's apply the brakes as minimum. Bit more. I think that should be just fine. And we'll able to unlock the doors and we'll just have a little wander around Bremen station as we unload the passengers. So we saw another... Oh god, I'm stuck here. n-Wagen coach come in there, and that is it. Did we get the gold? I certainly hope so. We did. Absolutely fantastic. If you've enjoyed this one, like I say, hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button if you're new here. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.